Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cobbish Memorial Public Library. This is Miss Alyssa, and you're here for STEAM. I'm pretty excited that you're able to be here with me. We are going to look at the story, The Three Billy Goats Gruff. I'm not sure if you've heard the story before. Three goats are trying to get across a bridge, and who's there? A troll. Well, for this STEAM, what I want you to think about at home, what materials you have that might float in water, because I want you to build a raft to help the three goats get away from the troll. First off, I made my three goats out of paper. I just printed this out, but you can literally draw it on a piece of paper, your goats, make them however you want. Or maybe you have some plastic farm animals at home you could use. But I just colored them out, put them on toilet paper tubes so they could stand up, and those are my three goats. All right, so I was trying to think of what might float in water. And I came up with some things that I thought might work to make a nice raft for these goats. Here's the first one, is just a bunch of straws. They're regular straws you can get cheap at the store. You may have some already at home. And I literally just used some masking tape to hold them together. That's it. That's all that went into this. And let's see if it works. And if our goats can get across the water and away from the troll. So I put my straws in there and it is floating. Now, we have to remember one thing. If we get much weight on here, there are holes at the end of the straws. That's going to fill with water. But right now, it's working. So I'm going to stick my goats on there and make sure that it's still working. And sure enough, it is. So these goats could get away from the troll on this raft, built very cheaply and very easily. Okay, so there's our goats and there's that raft. Let's try our next one and see if it works. Now, as you may have noticed, with these goats, if they do fall in the water, they're gonna be kind of a soggy mess. But hopefully they won't fall into the water. Now, my second raft that I just made out of large craft sticks. You could use popsicle sticks, you could use whatever you want. You could gather sticks from out in your yard. You need to think about what might work for your rafts. All right, so I just had 2 craft sticks that I put as the frame, and I glued the other ones to it. And then I put corks here because we know cork floats. So I knew that might help this wooden craft to float. So there's our cork. Let's see if these 4 corks help this to float. And it does. So far it's floating. Now, if this gets too waterlogged, it's gonna sink. But for right now, it's floating. So let's put our goats back on there. And sure enough, it's working. So I'm pretty excited that these worked. Now, what I want you to do is think about what you can use to make your own raft. You can use paper, you can try it and see what works. Mistakes are what make science, because that's how you learn. So, speaking of science, let's look at buoyancy. What is buoyancy? That is the ability or tendency to float in water or air or some other fluid. And obviously for this one, we were talking about water. The power of a liquid to keep something afloat. So we have to think about what can float and what sinks. Do that experiment at home and then show us. Take a picture, take a video, post it on Facebook. We would love to see it. What objects float? What objects sink? Thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to see you again. Bye.